I don't know, dude. You remember I was complaining earlier about the media lying? They fucking lie, dog. They lie a lot. And
Right.
they placate to people's like emotional bias, going like, oh, well, that makes sense. Oh, Trump did that? Oh, I'm sure that's true. That made sense. Oh, fucking so-and-so of the federal government did that? Oh, that makes sense. Oh, the protesters did that? Oh, that makes fucking perfect sense. But
Yeah.
my opinion
lizard brain.
has, yes, yeah, totally. They rely on the fact that the narrative is like a pool,
Okay.
right? And there's different like parts of the pool, you know what I mean? Multiple pools that make up one big ass body of water, right?
Okay.
And those pools are information pools, right? To make up the collective like narrative, I guess you call like the ocean or whatever. Like,
Okay.
and I feel like most people, because of work or because of lack of interest or whatever it is, dude, maybe they might be a little interested, but they don't have the time, or maybe they're just not really interested and they just kind of tune in for a second. But most people, they just kind of dip their toe
Into one pool.
into a pool, into an information pool. And then they go, oh, I know what temperature is of the entire fucking ocean, right? Now I'm using metaphors here or whatever, but basically it's I tune in for a second and I know what the fuck is going on. Well, that would be true if we had an objective media. But unfortunately, like Trump broke their brain. Well, they were never fucking objective, but they've gone full fucking crazy over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. And it's my own fault for not like tuning in enough, but I kind of just took a lot of things. My opinion over the last year or two, bro, because things are moving so goddamn fast now. But like, I swear, like since Kavanaugh started, when we started this podcast, actually, because back in October, 2 years ago, my opinion, bro, has fucking changed so dramatically that if I were to talk to myself now, like 3 years ago or whatever, and said some shit or whatever, I'd be like, fuck you, dude. You fucking lying piece. Fuck off. I don't want to hear that shit. Take that shit somewhere else.
That's interesting.
But yeah, bro, I'm telling you, dude, I feel very disenfranchised and very insulted by like the political system. I feel disenfranchised on because I feel like a certain group of people that I found was at least mildly like allied with are now completely like, they've gone fucking crazy, dude. Yeah, bro, absolutely. And they fucking threw us overboard, dude. And just one thing after another, dude. And they're not representing the people who their constituents and stuff. And they've gone further and further to this weird fucking side, dude. And it really, it makes me scratch my head, literally. And
there's none of that spice anymore that you were talking about.
No, dude. And it's just like this corporatism that's like selling out to the lowest common denominator. And it's weird to me because nobody wants this, dude. Like even the people who are my friends and shit are sitting there going like, wait, what is happening? Like I'm totally down. And in fact, it's like it's an essential desire to talk about a lot of these things that need to be talked about and addressed in America. But I feel like the group that initially had my back on that, politically rather, the political group, has basically given me the finger and saying like, no, not only are you not going to be listened to, but you're part of the fucking problem, dude. It's weird to me because I'm like, well, it's you corporate cunts, I think, that are hijacking the message and twisting it to your super left, like, political agenda. And it's going to harm the movement, dude, and disenfranchise a shitload of people. And that's how I feel right now. And the media is basically just really helping out. They've not even trying to be objective anymore. Like, and they haven't been for a long time, but I feel like just Trump broke their brains, dude. They hate this orange fuck so much that they're, like I said, I feel like a child in a divorce or whatever. Mom is burning down the goddamn house and causing her kids to starve so she can get one over on the husband. You know what I mean? Who, granted, is a dick. Like, but I mean, fuck, dude. What do you want me to say, dude? I don't even know where I'm going with this. It's just one of my many rants. But
so here's your holiday.
Yeah, dude. Like, so I just don't know how to feel right now, dude. I actually saved this just to you. I didn't necessarily want to read this like on. So perfectly kind of encapsulates how I feel. And this is a couple of fucking nobodies basically on. This dude, David Silverman, writes, I'm upset. I'm literally thinking of voting red right now. Me, David Silverman. I used to say, quote, I'm so blue I make the sky look red. I haven't changed. The left has. And here I sit contemplating the pussy grabbing crook because cops and due process and free speech. What the fuck? And this other dude writes in named Michael, says, I'm right there with you. If you value due process, free speech, and not discriminating by skin color or gender, standing up for the rights of every individual and many more along these lines, the far left and the complacent left should be horrifying right now. And the last thing that Davis Silverman, the first guy that I said, writes, it says, it's a shit show, Michael. It's like they want me to vote orange. What will it take? Defunding the police to dismantle some unidentified systematic racism? The scientific method is white? Believe all women? 2 + 2 can be less than or greater than 4? What world is this? What left is this? And that's straight up how I feel, bro. That's why I took pictures of this, because I'm just like, what is happening, dude?
Yeah.
A certain political group had the ability to kind of catch my vote, basically, and nominating somebody who isn't insane and can fucking not fall down over
You were trying to get on that train and they closed the doors and took off without you.
Yes, dude. Yes. And basically just told me to fuck myself, go walk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there were so many people like Gabbard or Yang or a bunch of other people. And those people were well, not really Gabbard, but Yang was considered like crazy, like radical, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever. And I'm totally willing to like listen to what he has to say or whatever, because I don't feel like he's insane. And I just feel like, dude, the Dems just fucking threw everybody overboard 12 fucking years ago, dude.
And Bernie's ideas used to be considered radical, and now they're kind of adopting them.
Yeah, they're basically stealing all his ideas, right?
Yeah.
And that's another fucking sore point that I have or whatever is I liked a lot of the shit that he says. He wanted to get rid of the TPP, same as Trump, and he wanted to like do a bunch of like things that I think really needed attention. And I didn't really like his assault weapons ban to begin with initially or whatever, because, you know, I'm a big gun guy.
Right.
But I was willing to like let that go by the wayside at least or whatever. And then
You're never going to agree with somebody 100%.
No, exactly, bro. There's a lot of things you're not going to agree with somebody on. But then the time when I fucking was like, oh wow, this dude is out of touch and not for me, basically, is when he said freaking that, like, when you're white, you don't know what it's like to live in a ghetto or a fucking trailer park. When you're white, you don't know what it's like to be picked up off the fucking street by some asshole cops. You know, personally, me, that is not fucking necessarily true.
Right.
And so I started thinking, like, dude, if you're going to make this an intersectional, like, race thing, I agree with my, you know, fucking running opponent here, Hillary Clinton, on this fucking thing that I'm going to say that's super ignorant. And then he fucking rolled over for her, dude. And then when he got fucked over again this season, he rolled over again, dude. Yeah. So I'm just like, where does that leave me, bro? You have somebody like Tulsi Gabbard who fucking wants to bring us. No, you're not allowed to, dude. Not allowed. All the things that they used to fucking agree with me on, or that I used to agree with them on, I guess, ending this 20-year fucking war in the Middle East that Tulsi Gabbard wanted to do, and then, you know, for all of Trump's fucking faults or whatever, he tried to do it, and then he got pulled out, or like 6 or 7 or 8 Republicans and like 3 or 4 Democrats. That's a fucking disgrace, dude. I don't care what party you are and what line you are or whatever, dude. We need to get the fuck out of there, dude. Yeah. We fucked that place up so fucking bad, dude, that like I don't understand what we're doing there, dude. Yeah. And you're gonna let like party politics drive what is really is what I was complaining about with that whole First Step Act and that actually got passed, but like all the prison reform stuff that Senator Tim Scott was trying to freaking do. Yeah. Just shoot it down or whatever, because again, it's the messenger they have a problem with, dude. Yeah. And that's really annoying, dude. And I'm becoming very upset.
Yeah. Or even sorry, I was just gonna say even just what's going on with the freaking relief packages too.
Holding that shit up, dude, or whatever, so Nancy Pelosi can fucking jet in. Even though, was it Adam Schiff or who was her number 2 guy down? But yeah, not the turtle, not the Republican turtle guy. But anyway, they had come to an agreement, and basically she's like, no, like hold that off or whatever, and then flew in and then like fucking stalled for a week, and it's like, and then he didn't change anything, then he just passed it, and now she's like doing it and did it again or whatever, and did it. She fucking, in my humble opinion, forced fucking a certain somebody's hand to be like, well, fine, if you guys aren't going to do anything, then I'm going to fucking, you know, we are an emergency after all. Pretty sure everybody agrees with that. Right. And it's just so annoying, dude. I'm just like, yeah, I wanted to send it to Chris. It'd be like, after Harris got voted, be like, bro, you're a lefty. Like, what? How do you feel, dude? Like, because I feel like I'm mostly on the right, or not, excuse me, center right. It's mostly in the center with like
I always viewed you as like I don't know if you want me to put a label on you, but like almost like a libertarian kind of in the...
Yes, like a slightly right libertarian. Yeah. Like, because I like guns and I like freaking a handful of other things. But for the most part, I want people to just leave each other the fuck alone.
Yeah, and people are getting like upset if you're a centrist. Yeah. In any kind of centrist.
Yes. Well, you know why? It's because they feel like you are, at least to the perception of these hardcore left fucking cunts, dude, is that they feel like if you are not either on board with them or you're just not doing anything at all. You're kind of complacent.
You're just a fence sitter, and you're
and you're part of the problem because you're providing like cover for the like bad things.
If you're not with us, you're against us.
Yes,
and,
which is hilarious because it's like, you mean like you people who deserve to be out here and deserve to be fighting for your First Amendment rights and protesting peacefully and stuff like that are providing cover for these violent cunts that don't represent you or us or anybody else, basically, or whatever, and because you're not calling them out. I get that.
There's so much hypocrisy.
I get that, yeah. It's just annoying when it's in the political realm because it's just like, dude, this is your job.
Yeah.
Just represent people. Don't have this weird personal like feud because you hate this fuck so much.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like, he broke these fuckers' brains. Like, they can't function. They're like, we can't do anything normal until he leaves. Once he leaves, we can go back to fucking civil political discourse. And you're just like, I not only don't believe you, that's not how it should work. You should allow this butt fuck to have his fucking dumb fuck opinions. Just like anybody you disagree with. And it's just annoying, dude. So anyway, I wanted to ask Chris, like, do you feel disenfranchised, dude? Because I know you're like comfortably on the left. Yeah. Like, he's very like comfortably on like what used to be like the normal left, right? Like the progressive, like, so I want to like know, like, bro, what are you going to do come election season? Just not vote? I agree. That's me fucking every single vote in my life. I think I voted once and I voted Democrat. I think it was for John Kerry. And that was before I realized that him and Bush were fucking like skull and bones buddies. Yeah. And so that was a fucking wasted vote. But still, it was one of those things of like, I get it, but shouldn't you be upset with your own party right now of being like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're not representing me or anybody else, really. Like, you're incompetent. You had so many opportunities to pick a bunch of people that a lot of people liked, and you decided to go with like the corporate, like, crony establishment, fucking like the typical choice. Like, what do you expect me to do come November, dog? What do you want me to say?
They also had a shot at redemption, and
they had several shots at redemption. They had several, dude. I followed shit pretty fucking close, dude. And
do you want to keep going on this?
No, not at all. I'm just ranting. Like, now I'm just fucking ranting to you about like shit that I'm not at all like concerned about like recording or whatever. So anyway, let's move on though, because like I said, in the last 2 years / 6 months, bro, I've done a complete 180. I've done a complete 180. And now I'm angry that
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all.
I was going to say, that's interesting that you say that, because like one of the first things you said in the first episode was you were talking about your beliefs being crystallized.
Yes.
Yeah.
As I get older and yeah. Well, that's the problem is that freaking my beliefs are becoming more crystallized, but the party that I used to like you said, not only like gone further in a direction that I'm not comfortable with, but has like literally unabashedly been like, no, you're the enemy. You're the problem.
I'm curious too if you think that's also happening on the right, because I feel like it is.
Probably.
I feel like it is.
Probably. I bet you that's true, but I bet you a lot of people that voted for Trump the first time are. I feel like I'm catching up to them.
Yeah.
Because they feel like they have been disenfranchised, but by a different side of the party.
They're just like, fuck everything that's here, so I'm going to vote for this guy who doesn't represent any of this.
Exactly. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Like Michael Moore, for all of his dumb fuckery, totally nailed it fucking back in 2015 or 16 when he's like, a bunch of these disenfranchised people are going to step into the voting booth on November 4th and give a big middle finger to the fucking system and those crony corporate cunts on both sides of the spectrum or whatever and say, fuck you, I'm voting for this. I'm going to vote for this weird fuck and just see kind of what happens. Yeah. Now, I'm sure some people kind of left that and were like, all right, that was fun when it happened or whatever, but I'm not really on. And some people might have been like, well, I'm certainly glad I fucking pulled that fucking lever because blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Right? This thing and that thing and this thing. Yeah. I feel like I'm just like catching up with a lot of those motherfuckers going like, yeah, I feel disenfranchised too, dude. Yeah. Again, like we said earlier, I feel like Bernie was kind of that guy for a second, for a hot second, dude. Yeah. And then he changed his shit too from fucking millionaires to billionaires to just millionaires because like, well, I mean, I sold a great book. You can also write a great book if you want to be a millionaire. Just to wrap it up, I think it was the Dems have made fucking mistake after mistake after mistake, and they made a mistake picking a crony establishment fucking dude with Biden, and they made a fucking mistake. I kind of hope they're just doing like what the Bulls did in the night and after like the '98 championship, and they're like, we're just gonna restructure. Next race is just a gimme for the other side. We got nothing this year.
Well, the left's having an identity crisis for sure.
For fucking real, dude. Yeah. And I feel like actually they're gonna split here pretty soon. There's gonna be. a straight
honestly,
up split. They've
honestly,
already kind of split.
I want them to split. I want both
should.
parties to split. I hate
agree.
this fucking
two-party
chokehold that
nonsense.
two parties
Thank
have on
you,
a fucking
dude.
government.
It's so dumb, dude. I mean, there's reasons I could argue. I could see where the argument is of why it's good, but dude, there's so many that I can think of off the top of my head of why it's a problem, dude.
Yeah.
And I kind of, again, though I see certain problems with it, I would be totally down to see an adoption of like the European system of having multiple parties.
Yeah.
And other parties can buddy up and team up and shit like that if they feel like their ideologies mesh good enough. Yeah, in order to like defeat some sort of. That's fine with me, dude. But not enough people are getting represented. That's my problem. Yeah. I'm just disenfranchised. I'm just complaining. You know what I mean? I'm just like wondering. I'm just wishing if it wasn't too much to ask if our political people would just do their goddamn jobs and try to put the fact that like they hate this orange cunt so fucking much beside them a little bit. Just put that beside a little bit. You know what I mean? You don't have to stop playing the political game, but Jesus Christ, dude, like if you could pretend.
Yes, I hate your father, but you're still my child, and I'm still going to take care of you, and I'm going to work with the father.
Thank you for bringing it full circle. Thank you for fucking. So you can be okay, adult. A functional fucking child that can develop into an adult in the future. If that's not too much to ask, dude. Exactly, bro. You get me, Marcus. I love you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You too, man.